You know what the most powerful kind of revenge is. It's not anger, it's not shouting, it's not proving to the world that you've been wronged. The most powerful revenge is success. The sweetest way to answer betrayal, heartbreak, or disrespect is not by fighting back, it's by rising so high that the person who underestimated you has no choice but to look up. When life throws you into a situation where you feel abandoned or discarded, don't waste your energy trying to chase or convince anyone of your worth. Your worth is not up for debate. It is not defined by someone's inability to see it. It is defined by the way you carry yourself, the way you fight back from pain, the way you decide to stand tall even when your knees are shaking. Turn the hurt into fuel, use the tears as fire. Let your silence speak volumes, and let your actions write the loudest story. Build yourself so beautifully that people who once doubted you will wish they had stood by your side. Become so focused on your growth that you don't even have the time to look back. Because here's the truth: confidence is magnetic. Ambition is magnetic. Self-respect is magnetic. When you walk into a room knowing who you are, knowing what you bring, and knowing that nothing can break you, that's when the world regrets ever letting you go. So don't make it about revenge, make it about transformation. Don't make it about proving someone wrong, make it about proving yourself right. Your glow up, your success, your peace of mind, that's the real win. And one day, when you look back, you won't even care about the people who left, because you'll realize they didn't lose you. They lost the chance to witness your greatness up close. The best revenge is not anger, it's success. People often believe that the way to respond to hurt, betrayal, or rejection is through rage, through shouting, through trying to prove a point in the moment. But that's not where real power lies. Real power is calm, it is steady, it is quiet but undeniable, and it shows itself when you choose to rise instead of react. When someone underestimates you, the impulse might be to show them instantly that they're wrong, to fight back, to demand recognition. But the truth is, recognition earned through anger is shallow, while recognition earned through transformation is unshakable. Success has a way of silencing every doubt, every insult, every rejection without you needing to say a single word. It becomes your living, breathing answer to anyone who thought you couldn't or wouldn't make it. Think about the energy you spend when you hold on to anger. It consumes you, it drains you. It keeps you tied to the very thing you want freedom from. But when you shift that same energy into building yourself, into focusing on your growth, your dreams, your ambitions, you suddenly realize that what once felt like a setback is actually the perfect launchpad. You rise not in spite of the hurt, but because of it. The pain becomes fuel, a reminder that your story does not end with heartbreak, that your worth is not determined by whether someone else valued you, but by how much you value yourself. Success is the language the world understands without translation. You don't need to explain yourself when you're living your truth, when you're walking in confidence, when you're standing tall in a room where people never expected to see you. The same people who overlooked you will find themselves forced to notice. The same voices that doubted you will go silent because the evidence of your strength, your perseverance, and your brilliance stands in front of them. That is the kind of revenge that lasts longer than any argument, longer than any confrontation. Every time you win in life, every time you take a step toward becoming your best self, you are rewriting the narrative. You're showing that no rejection, no failure, no dismissal can define you. Success is not just about money, fame, or recognition. It's about building a life that makes you proud, about becoming someone you love to be, someone who wakes up with purpose, with drive, with fire in the heart. That's the kind of success that radiates from within, the kind that lights up every room you walk into, the kind that cannot be taken away from you. And here's the beautiful thing: when you focus on success, you stop caring about revenge at all. Because in your rise, you will find freedom, you will find peace, you will find a version of yourself that doesn't just answer those who doubted you, but also inspires those who need hope. That's what makes it powerful. You become living proof that pain does not destroy you. It shapes you, it sharpens you, it molds you into someone stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. Success becomes the ultimate story of resilience, the ultimate form of strength, the ultimate way of showing that nothing and no one has the power to keep you down. When you look back, you'll realize that anger would have tied you to the past, but success carried you into the future. Anger would have made you small, but success made you limitless. Anger might have given you a moment of satisfaction, but success gives you a lifetime of fulfillment. So don't waste your time trying to prove your worth to anyone who couldn't see it. Build your worth so high that it speaks for itself. Build your life so beautifully that it leaves no room for doubt, because in the end, the best revenge, the sweetest answer, and the loudest victory will always be your success. Your worth is not defined by who walks away, but by how you rise. Too often, we attach our value to the opinions, actions, or presence of others, forgetting that human beings are not possessions and relationships are not certificates of self-worth. When someone leaves, whether it's a friend, a partner, a colleague, or anyone you trusted, it can feel like rejection is a reflection of who you are, as if their absence means you weren't enough. But that is the illusion pain creates. The truth is, their choice says more about their vision, their capacity, their limitations than it ever says about your essence. Your worth is not something that can be granted or taken away by anyone else, because it was never theirs to decide in the first place. The real measure of worth reveals itself in the moments of silence after someone has left, in the raw hours when you are forced to face yourself and decide whether to stay broken or to stand again. Rising is not about erasing the hurt. It is about using it as a foundation to grow taller. Every scar you carry becomes proof that you endured. Every wound that heals becomes a chapter of survival. You rise not because someone walked away, but because you refused to stay down. In that refusal lies the purest form of strength, the kind that cannot be borrowed, cannot be bought, and cannot be handed to you by anyone else. When you begin to understand that your value is inherent, you stop chasing validation. You stop bending yourself into shapes to fit into someone else's limited frame. You realize that the way you rise, through grace, through dignity, through relentless determination, becomes the very thing that defines you. People will remember not who left you, but how you responded to being left. Did you crumble and stay broken, or did you stand, rebuild, and glow even brighter than before? The choice in that moment belongs entirely to you. Rising is not an overnight act. It is a process of rediscovering yourself piece by piece. It is the small steps you take when no one is watching, the discipline to keep moving forward when the weight of sadness tries to hold you back. Rising is choosing to learn a new skill when all you want is to hide. It is choosing to smile even when your heart feels heavy. It is choosing to believe that tomorrow can be better even when today feels unbearable. Each of these choices builds your strength quietly until one day, without even realizing it, you look back and see how far you've come. The people who walk away are not the end of your story. They are simply a plot twist. What defines you is the chapter that follows, the one where you become your own hero. In that chapter, you discover that your worth was never about being chosen. It was about choosing yourself. When you begin to choose yourself consistently, your dreams, your health, your happiness, your peace, you create a life that is whole, not dependent on who stays or who leaves. That independence is where true beauty lies. The world is full of individuals who gave up on themselves because someone else gave up on them. Don't be one of them. Let their departure be the spark that ignites your transformation. Stand up even if your knees tremble. Keep walking even if your steps are unsteady. Because with every move forward, you are teaching yourself that your story belongs to you, not to those who decided not to be part of it. And when you rise, something extraordinary happens. You attract new opportunities, new people, and new experiences that align with the stronger version of yourself. You realize that loss was never the end, but a doorway to something greater. You start to see that those who walked away did not define you. They revealed you. They showed you the strength you never knew you had, the resilience you never thought you could embody, and the courage that only comes when you stand up after falling. In the end, worth is not measured in the company you keep, but in the person you become. It is seen in the way you face adversity, the way you rebuild after loss, the way you choose to rise again and again, no matter how many times you fall. Your worth is not tied to anyone's decision to leave. It is tied to your decision to continue. And every time you rise, you prove to yourself and to the world that no one has the power to define your value but you.